Friends and congregants, as you can see, we're doing Kabbalat Shabbat differently tonight. As the infection rates skyrocket and our hospitals in the city are stressed to the max, cantor, singer Rabbi Natov and I felt that even to walk to our beloved sanctuary and to film a Shabbat service in an empty 900-seat space, that too was potentially overly risky. We also had support staff that needed to come in. So we feel that for these weeks, at least, of the peaking infection rates, we want to put as little stress on hospitals as possible and potential stress, people potentially getting sick. I was struck by what Governor Cuomo said earlier this week, that the most intense battle is still weeks ahead of us. At the top of the curve, what he called the top of the mountain. We want to support, to the extent possible, the heroic healthcare providers to win this battle at the top of the mountain. So, from our homes to your homes, Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. And thank you for this beautiful piano that I'm playing on, which you gave to me a number of years ago. So I think we're putting it to good use. And perhaps now that it is donated technically to the synagogue, maybe it's a write-off. I don't know. Maybe we need some tax consultants on that one. And maybe our houses actually qualify as houses of worship. I don't know. Or maybe there will be a lot of, I guess there are going to be a lot of home office exemptions or tax write-offs. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. It's extended to July 15th. Thank you, Rabbi. Page 12, come and sing to God together. All four corners of the earth will come together and sing together with joy on that day when Shabbat will last forever. Page 12, come and sing to our beloved, to our rock, to our Redeemer. שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בזמן יום ליום ישועתו, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בזמן יום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו בכל הגויים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומעולם מאוד תורתו על כל אלוהים, שירו לאדוני, שירו לאדוני שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, בזמן יום ליום ישועתו, ספרו בגויים כבודו בכל עמים נפלאותיו, כי גדול אדוני ומעולם מאוד תורתו על כל אלוהים, שירו לאדוני. Sing a new song, everybody sing. Shiru l'Adonai shir harash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai baruch shemo, azron yom liyom yeshuato. ישמחו השמיים תבגר הארץ, ירם הים ומלואו יעלו שדי, וכל אשר בו, אז ירננו כל הצער, לפני אדוני כי היווה לשפוט הארץ, ישפוט הבל בצדק, בימים באמונתו. אדוני מלך תגל הארץ ששבויים רבים, page 14. אוהבי אדוני, שאי נורא, שומר נפשות חסידיו, מהרשעים יצילם, אור זרוע לצדיק, ולשרי לב שמחה. שמחו צדיקים באדוני, וחודו לזכר קודשו, יזמור שיר לאדוני שיר חדש בקדש השם. Samru 17. Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu
Con la
your neighbors from across the internet. You can virtually shake hands with them. You can add a comment to wish Shabbat Shalom to your neighbors here in the chat room. Welcome to Stephen Wise Free Synagogue. My name is Cantor Dan Singer. What you have experienced is Kabbalat Shabbat, which means the receiving of Shabbat, which we do every week as a warm-up. We're just getting warmed up for Shabbat. That's right. What you heard was all of the Psalms leading up through every day of the week, each psalm representing a day of the week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 psalms leading to Kabbalat Shabbat, to the receiving of our bride, the beloved bride of Shabbat, as we greet her and welcome Shabbat, the spirit of Shabbat, into the room. So welcome one another here in the chat room as we welcome Shabbat together on page 22. With Mizmor Shir Yom HaShabbat. It's such a beautiful day. We wrote a song all about it. And it's good to give thanks for everything, even the little things, like a working Wi-Fi, and having internet, and having a computer so that you can connect with everyone around the world in real time. It's a beautiful thing. Let's be thankful together for Shabbat and for being together. Mizmor Shir Le'yom HaShabbat. May we all flourish like the righteous, like the date palm. This is the Song of the Sea. Shirat Hayam, which is on my tapestry, on my wall. Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, or Song of Freedom. And this is the original song as it was sung as they crossed the sea. We think of this melody, the oldest melody. That's right, that's what we're going to be singing at our Seder. Who is like you, God?
The Shabbat immediately preceding Passover is called Shabbat HaGadol, the Great Sabbath. Traditionally, it is one of only a few times during the year that rabbis actually preached in synagogue. But the rabbis of old felt that since they hardly preached at all during the rest of the year, that on this Shabbat, Shabbat HaGadol, they would preach for a long time. And some of these sermons could last for 3 or 4 or 5 hours. So all of you have commented to me about the length of my High Holy Day sermons, which even the long ones are only at most 45 minutes, and some of them are shorter. Please note that in the context of Jewish tradition, each of those sermons of mine are much, much shorter than the traditional sermons of the rabbis of old on this Shabbat, the one immediately preceding Passover. I'm just saying. In fact, some speculate that that term, Shabbat HaGadol, the big or great Shabbat, was coined because the services were extended so dramatically on this day because the rabbinic sermons were so long. Rabbis justified these lengthy perorations by 2 primary reasons. First, well, they only did this very infrequently, only a few times during the year. And second, they used this opportunity to explain all of the complicated laws of Passover, which took a long time. So you can relax. I'll be much shorter than the traditional sermons for the Shabbat. But I would like to leave you with one thought on this, the last Shabbat before Passover, a Passover that we are likely to remember for the rest of our lives. The 10th day of the Hebrew month of Nisan begins at sundown tonight. This date is an actually important date in Jewish tradition. It's mentioned in the Bible. The book of Exodus states that on the 10th day of the month of Nisan, this very day, every Israelite household should take a lamb and watch over it for 4 days. On the 14th day of Nisan, the Torah commands the Israelites to slaughter the lamb and with some of its blood to mark the doorposts of their houses so that the angel of death will pass over. Select the lamb on the 10th and slaughter it on the 14th of the month. So of course the sages ask, why take the lamb on the 10th and not slaughter it until the 14th day? Why watch over it for 4 days? Why not just take the lamb on the 14th day of the month of Nisan and slaughter it on that day? And the Midrash answered, Ein notlin sachar ela al yedei ma'aseh. One cannot earn remuneration except through deeds. Or we might say today, there are no free lunches. What you receive must be earned. You cannot receive the reward if you have not done the deed. God wanted the Israelites to earn the blessings of freedom. It wasn't good enough simply to bestow freedom on a passive community. So the sages teach that God assigned the task of watching over a lamb for 4 days and ensuring that this lamb would not derive some blemishes in the 4 days of watching over. In truth, to me, it seems kind of like make work just to observe the lamb, to make sure that in the 4 days of watching, the lamb does not become infected with some blemish. That might seem like a small contribution to make in the context of the escape from Egypt. But what else could they really do? They were slaves, largely powerless to defeat Pharaoh and to break the chains of slavery. But at least the Israelites did something to contribute to their communal aspiration. Each was recruited in the national effort. By every household doing something, they forged a common national will that united every Israelite, even though each sheltered behind their own door on that terrible night of the last plague. The Torah clarifies, after these 4 days of every household actually doing something for the common cause, the long hoped for deliverance could finally take place. Friends and congregants and well-wishers from around the world, great national projects must involve the entire community. Everyone must do something. Each must contribute something. It's no good if some maintain social distancing but others do not. Like in biblical times, it might seem to us that we're not playing that big a role, just sitting at home. But it's not make work. The scientific and medical communities assure us that we are playing an indispensable role. We may be restricted to our own homes for days on end, but that is what we can do at this point, and that is what is necessary for us to earn our freedom back. En notlin tzachar ela al yedei maaseh. We cannot earn back this blessing of liberty if we do not do something to earn it. We cannot get our lives back unless each of us does what is necessary. And if we find national purpose and fight this virus with discipline, united in common cause, the angel of death will eventually pass over our society more quickly, and we shall be able to continue our journey to the promised land. I wish you and your loved ones abundant good health, both physical and emotional. Always remember Passover 2020. As the years unfold, describe this year's Seder to all the children and grandchildren sitting around the table. First, as a cautionary tale of the untold damage that can be inflicted upon us if we do not pay proper attention to science. Microbes don't care about public relations. Policies rooted in science is what defeats a virus. And second, tell this story of Passover 2020 as a lesson of personal and national resilience. Recall these events even years later. Teach your children and their children how humanity was finally delivered from the plague. Remember what we have endured. Remember all the beautiful souls we will have lost. May their memory be a blessing to you for all the rest of your lives. Remember the heroism of ordinary people. First and foremost, doctors, nurses, medical practitioners, and personnel who struggle valiantly and heroically to save lives. Remember the courage of our civil defense organizations, police, fire, and emergency services. Remember the military and thousands of volunteers from all over this land who, at risk to themselves, surged into New York City to save lives. And don't forget to keep in your thoughts people we don't often think about: grocery store clerks and drugstore workers, truckers, employees of large factories and small factories who are continuing to produce stuff that we need. And may it be that when we retell this story of Passover 2020, and we raise the question, "Ma nishtana halayla hazeh mikol haleilot?" How is this night different from all other nights? May we be able to respond, this was the night, back in April 2020, when we found common purpose. It's when we fought back with every component of our national strength that we could muster. It was the night that we resolved forever never to take anything for granted. Life, liberty, happiness, comfort, convenience, family, friends, community. This year, we are confined to our homes. Next year, we will be free.
Page 146. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaneh. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam vaneh. Together, page 147. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim. בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עיתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומעביר לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שהוא. יחי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים. אהבת עולם בית ישראל, ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם כראשים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, וקיים עלינו. אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, אמת, 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 אמונה כל זאת, וקיים עלינו. Page 155 for the Amidah, the standing prayer, the call to worship, as we open our lips and we ask God to seal our lips at the end, to guard our tongues from deceit, and to only express goodness and good wishes for everyone, for the world. Open your lips. 165. We guard our lips from evil, our tongue from deceit. Join me. שפתיים מדבר מהרמה אלוהי נצור לשוני מרע ושפתיים מדבר
It is said that within the Aron HaKodesh, the Holy Ark in the Tabernacle, the Israelites placed two sets of tablets. One set that had been the 10 Commandments that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai and smashed in anger when he saw the Israelites praying at the golden calf. And the other set of the 10 Commandments that were unblemished and whole, and that represented second chances and the covenant unfolding right into our very day. And within this holiest of spaces existed both of these sets of tablets, wholeness and brokenness together. And we see this in many of our rituals in Judaism. We see in our happiest of times at weddings, we smash the glass to remember that there is still brokenness in the world. And at Rosh Hashanah, when we're celebrating a new year, we hear the broken cry of the shofar, reminding us that there is much work of repair to do. But now we find ourselves at a time of great brokenness instead of wholeness, and we actually are really in need of healing and of those symbols of wholeness. And so I ask that we say a Misha Berach, not just for ourselves and for our bodies and for our spirits, and also for those who we love, but for the world. We pray that there is a tikkun olam, a healing, and that very soon we will see a better time ahead. If you are praying for healing for someone who you love or for yourself, and you'd like to share your or their names out loud, please do so now from wherever you are. We join together for Misha Berach prayer. Misha Berach, Avotenu v'Imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, Hu Yivarech et HaCholim. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. And let us say, Amen. We turn to page 282 for the Aleinu. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נטע שמיים ויוסר ארץ, ומושבי קרוב השמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו מגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We now turn our thoughts to those who have departed from this earth. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. If you are saying Kaddish for someone and you'd like to share their names aloud or in your heart from wherever you are, please do so now. And we turn to Kaddish as one community, page 294, and we rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudashah barichu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. We close our service with words of blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and may God protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's face shine upon you and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence with you and may God give you peace. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
And we close with a familiar song for Pesach.
Join me for Kaddish. Vayivokir yom hashishi, vayachulu hashamayim v'haaretz, v'chol tzivom,
ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדיש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי רבותיי וחבריי, ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצבנו, ושבת קודשו ואהבה ורצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר לציית מצרים. כי בנו בחרתם ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת. אמן. לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ. אמן. פרטי עוון. May God give you peace this Shabbat, a sense of wholeness and well-being. Shabbat Shalom.